Hi guys! You'll notice that I'm in a different location for this video, and that is because I've mentioned in previous videos that me and the hubby don't live together anymore. He moved out in October, so he's been living somewhere else for 8 months, and this is where he's been living. This gorgeous little pod. He was quite lucky actually getting that. So I thought I'd explain sort of what's going on later on in the video. But first I'm going to show you a little bit around, because what I'm doing today is I'm sorting out all of his stuff, and I'm getting it all right down and minimising all of his stuff. He's letting me do it. He's letting me help. And then he's actually moving out of this.
Just throw the baby out with the bath water.
Moving out of this and into a caravan. So that's going to be so much better. And I'll explain more about, you know, what's gone on in our relationship a little bit later, but it's going to mean that we're going to be kind of living half and half at my house and in his caravan, which I'm really looking forward to. But first I'll show you around here, and then I'm going to explain the situation a little bit more.
We want to be together. Yeah.
So this is the lovely view, just as we've put that gate there just to stop Kaelin from running out there. But this is all the stuff that I've sorted through already. There's so much of it. It's worse than me sorting my wardrobe out, because this is like everything that he came out in. I mean, we didn't at first. It was on bad terms that he left, so he literally took just about everything. So we're gonna have to go through all them shoes. That's his fishing gear and sleeping bag. He'll probably ask the farmer, the owner of the farm, if he can store that in there. And then we'll just go into the door.
And then it'll retrace again.
And he's on the phone. So there we go. The two chairs, so they're staying because they come with the pods. It's been quite handy over winter. That heater, all of that stuff in that corner will be coming. Everything apart from that little table, the 2 seats and the bed is going to be coming. So I'm going to sort through all of his clothes there. Tea, coffee and sugar stuff, very important. And this is actually mine and Kaelin's food and clothes for the weekend. Probably a little bit too much there, to be honest. So yeah, I will show you the caravan when we get there, and then I will explain our situation a little bit better and some of our goals that we have. You know, this is kind of all part of our journey that we're on, and I thought I'd let you in on it. Hi guys! So it's a couple of days since I last filmed in the pod, and over the weekend we had a couple of nights in the caravan, which were absolutely brilliant. We've got it all sort of sorted out. I still need to do a little bit of cleaning just on the cupboard doors and things like that. But it's looking good and it's really comfy. It's everything we need, and we're just I've been back to the house and we're just heading up there now. It's about a 5-mile walk, and we're probably about a third of the way there now. And check this out, this one. Busy roads. Yeah, this one keeps lagging behind, puffing and panting. Ready? He's 11, I'm 31, and I could go the whole way without stopping, but he's pestering me for a break right now, so probably going to have a little break when we get to the pub up here, and then keep going. And when we get there, I'll show you around a little bit around the caravan, and then I'll explain to you the rather odd situation of me living in a house and my husband living in a caravan, because I bet you're dying to know. Check this out. Go on, Freddie. So adorable. That melts my heart. Hi guys, we're in the caravan. Finally. So as you can see, that is the outside, and here's the inside. So the beds, that's the bed, that's like a permanent bed, and it's always there because we have these seats which turn into Kaelin's bed. That's where you sleep, isn't it, darling? Is that your bed? Your bed. Clever girl. And I think I'm going to switch the camera around. It's easier to record things like that. But I've switched the camera around. Anyway, back to the caravan. So yeah, there's the bed. Just as you come in, that's where we sleep, and we do tidy up before we do. You know, there's not a lot of place to put things in here. This is where he stays, and believe me, the cupboards are full of his stuff. So that's Caelan's bed, and then this bit with the clips is actually a bunk, so that sits on top of the metal bits here. So we actually had a sleepover with my son last week, and that was really fun. So yeah, Caelan's loving it, just sat in the window. There's the little kitchen, it's so cute. I've actually done the dishes and had a little clean. Yeah, and then next to it we've got the toilet and shower room, which is quite big, I think, for a caravan. There we go. I love it, love it up here. And then there's 2 wardrobes full of clothes and things, and then a bit more storage there that we keep the laptops and charge all the phones and things like that. So yeah, it's a little tour of our caravan. Caelan absolutely loves it up here. You've even got some toys that stay at Daddy's, haven't you? So I'll get on with talking about our relationship now and why we don't live together anymore. Right, so me and the hubby, we've actually been together for over 10 years now. We had like the perfect relationship. The first sort of 5 to 7 years were just amazing. We've both got 2 boys each. He's nearly twice my age, so he definitely didn't want any more kids. Have you seen her? He definitely didn't want any more kids because he's going to be 50 on his next birthday. And I didn't want any more because I've got 2 of my own boys as well, and I don't know, I was happy as we were, but in 2014 we found out that we were pregnant with Caelan. So of course, you know, we decided to keep our little baby, and you know, we'd been through it a lot during the time that we were together anyway, so you know, didn't think that a baby would harm us. Oh, Caelan. That's one sofa cushion down. Anyway, so yeah, found out I was pregnant and obviously decided to keep the baby, but that was when the cracks started to show, because that pregnancy was totally different to any of my others. I'm just watching Caelan in the corner there. It was horrible. It was dreadful. I never ever want to go back there. The birth was horrible as well, but I felt so alone because, like, it changed me as a person. It brought on my depression and anxiety. I had SPD in my hips, which was just so painful, and I was just miserable, really miserable. And I didn't realise at the time, but apparently my mood swings were atrocious, and he basically avoided me. So I felt really alone, and you know, we were like that before. We were like in each other's pockets. We loved spending time with each other. And during the pregnancy, we just started going like that and just drifting further and further apart from each other. And then obviously Caelan came along, and I decided that I wanted to breastfeed, which I managed for a full 13 months. And I was so pleased with myself after doing that, because I only managed 3 weeks with my first one and 3 days with the second one. So that was something I really wanted to do. But at the same time, it meant that all of my attention was on her all the time. And also, I knew when she came along, I knew that there was no way that I wanted to go back to work. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mum so desperately, and I did do that with the boys, but it was okay to have a decent enough life on just the one income back then, but you can't really do that these days, you know. So I needed a way to bring in some money and be a stay-at-home mum. So I went online, and I found a few ways to earn money online, and they were going really well. I did a bit of match betting and network marketing, and you know, I'm doing the cryptocurrency trading now. But it was the network marketing really that I don't want to say that it destroyed my life, but it definitely contributed, because I was literally online 24/7. I was physically attached to my phone 24/7. You know, even when I was breastfeeding, I always had one hand free, and that would be on my phone. And it worked well, as in, you know, building the business, but it ruins the relationship between me and my husband, me and my boys, and it just, you know, and I didn't realise any of this really until it was too late. So anyway, fast forward a little bit, you know, I've been working online, and we'd already been drifting further and further apart from the pregnancy, the breastfeeding, my work, and it just shit hit the fan really bad. And then in October 2017, Kaylin was taken ill and rushed into hospital. And that was an awful time, and you know, I really needed my husband then, and I didn't feel that, you know, he was around, and that I held on to that. So, you know, all the worry and us already drifting further and further apart from each other, it just, you know, it was a mess. It was a really big mess. So anyway, Kaylin was in hospital for a couple of weeks. She had severe anemia, and we could have lost her. We were really close to, you know, losing her, but luckily they caught it in time and were able to give her treatment for it. She had an iron infusion in hospital, and she's absolutely fine now. As you can see, look at her, she's just a little joy and a little madam at times. But the week that we came out of hospital, he left me, and that really made me feel like shit. It broke the trust between us and a lot of things, and you know, obviously we've talked and talked and talked, and I've heard his side, and I can completely understand why he left. And now, you know, we're talking 8 months down the line here. I'm quite happy with the way things are now, but during these past 8 months, you know, between him leaving and right now, we've been together and apart, together and apart, together and apart. But because we're not together all the time, as in each other's company, not like together, we're not in each other's company all the time, the arguing has calmed down, because that was something that was a massive problem, and it was affecting the kids, it was affecting us, and I didn't want it affecting her as well. So, you know, it turned out that it was actually a good thing. But just before, I'll just take you back a little bit again, just before Kaylin was taken into hospital, I'd found and started the Bitcoin trading, and he came on board with that as well. So I'd basically gone from him nagging at being at the computer all the time and working all the time, to something that, you know, we can finally share and enjoy together. And we talk about it all the time, and the charts are always on in the background, and we just love it. We absolutely love it. So, I mean, all this time where I was doing the network marketing, I was telling him, you know, we're going to have the laptop lifestyle one day, we can just travel the world and blah, 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 blah. And he wasn't really not into that. I think it was more that maybe he just couldn't believe that that would happen. But since we found the Bitcoin trading, he has actually completely come on board with that. He is like, he's like more excited about it than me. I mean, if our trading was bringing in an income right now, we would be on a plane, no doubt.
Should have bought some in 2012 when I told you so, love.
I'm gonna kill him in a minute. And my reply to that is, he should have taken the initiative and taken action himself. Anyway, before we get into an argument.
I need to ask permission.
Oh, for God's sake. Anyway, we'll carry on with the video, you know, as if nothing's happened, and we'll discuss that later. So, where was I? Yes, we were planning our life, and we really want to live the laptop lifestyle. As in, you know, just living out of a suitcase and travelling around. I think my daughter's got a little bit stuck. Come here, darling. Put it back on. Put it back on. Oh, is it wet? You want it off? If she gets so much as a little drip on her, she has to strip off. Come here. There you go, darling. Oh, anyway, I'm back. So we were planning our life together, and at the time I was homeschooling Freddie, but that didn't actually last long until he wanted to go back to school. So that kind of screwed our plans up a bit, because, you know, everything was coming together. We were going to take Freddie, and, you know, even the kid's dad was on board and everything like that. And then he kind of screwed up because Freddie wanted to go back to school, and obviously I don't want to leave my boys and go sunning it on a beach in Mexico. So it was going to just, you know, extend our plan kind of thing. But I always had this idea that maybe we could convert a van. We've done it before, and we used to go away every weekend. We literally lived in that van, and that was the happiest time of our life. And, you know, I kind of reminisce a lot about it and want to go back there. And that's when we were handfasted. We're not legally married, by the way. We were handfasted, but that meant more to us than a piece of paper. So I was trying to convince him that maybe, you know, we could get a caravan or a van and just live in that, and just, you know, tour the UK and, you know, go on holidays in winter to other countries, and do it that way, rather than, you know, leave the country and leave my boys behind. So I'd been trying to sort of convince him about that, and then obviously, you know, he left and we split up, and we got back together, we split up, we got back together, and it just carried on like that. But over the last sort of couple of months, things have been really, you know, looking up for us and working out, and we've really got down to the nitty-gritty of the problems in our relationship. And we've even sort of written down a plan. Like, we've started a Friday night ritual where it's just the two of us, and even if we can't get a babysitter, we're just going to spend some time snuggling on the sofa, or giving each other massages, or just doing something nice for each other, spending time together. Because something that we've always noticed throughout our relationship is, if we're arguing, it's because we're not spending enough time together. So we try and do that. Are you coming to have a look, darling? Look at her hair. This is my little camp chick. You love it at Daddy's Caravan, don't you, darling? Munching away on an apple. So yeah, that is kind of, you know, a little bit about the past. And it's really funny how he's actually ended up living in a caravan. It's almost as if I've manifested my little dream and idea into reality, only I'm not living here. I'm just kind of staying here on a weekend, because the situation that I'm in at the moment, I'm still building my business up, so I can't really afford to sustain that lifestyle, if you see what I mean. So I need to build my business up to a point where I know that I can, you know, bring in a certain amount of income every single month, not just the odd month. It needs to be every single month. It's just, you know, I suppose I'm more of a planner than a spontaneous person. So I need the security, you know, to be able to do that. But literally, as soon as I have got enough of an income coming in to be able to live like that, then that's it. I am away. I will get a caravan or a van, and I will be away. And a good thing that's happened this week is Freddie, actually, he came down and he spoke to me, and it turns out that he really didn't want to be at school and he wants to be homeschooled. So that's worked out brilliant, because his schooling is another sort of block that would have stopped me from being able to live that lifestyle, because I would have had to get him to school, whereas him not being at school means that, you know, we can be anywhere in the country at any point in time. So I'm just like, I feel like I've been in a big black hole and trying to dig myself out of it, only I'm digging myself further in. But now I feel like, you know, I'm halfway to getting out of that hole now, and I can see the light, and I'm just so close to getting out of it, and it's just absolutely brilliant. So I'm really happy with life at the moment. We've been through some very, very, very tough times lately, and but oh, this little one just brightens up my day. She's trying to steal my light in here, aren't you? Stealing the show. So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, let you in on my life a little bit, and you know, that things aren't always like, my friends and everybody sees me as this happy person. I can always make light of any situation, but I do go through shit as well, and sometimes it's really bad shit, sometimes it's not, but there's always a way out of it, always. So, you know, if this resonates with you at all, then hit the like button, give me a comment, let me know. Ask, you know, if you've got any questions about anything that I've spoken about, then comment below and I'll answer. Honestly,
there's always a better way.
Yeah, there is. I'm not the sort of person to beat around the bush. I do like to say it how it is. But yeah, I hope, you know, I hope maybe you can resonate with any of this, and yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. The plan is to keep minimising, keep getting rid of stuff, and I need to really start selling some of the bigger items or give them away, but I'd like to get some money together so that I've got the money there for a caravan when the time comes without dipping into my business funds. So yeah, I'm very excited about life at the moment, and that's really all I've got to say this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see my future updates.